Chosen one, you are not here by coincidence. A powerful truth has summoned you. Heaven has aligned this moment with precision, guiding your spirit into a pivotal revelation. Something within you has already sensed it. A subtle shift, a magnetic pull, a quiet knowing. You've stepped onto the threshold of a supernatural breakthrough. This isn't just a hopeful feeling, it's a divine appointment. You stand at the precipice of a profound wealth transfer, a season Scripture itself whispers about. Remember the promise, the treasures of the wicked are laid up for the righteous. This is holy timing, chosen one. Open your spirit now. What you are about to receive marks the beginning of a new chapter heaven has already written for you. This is your divine blueprint. Heaven did not bring you here to simply entertain your ears. This moment is designed to interrupt your entire atmosphere. A profound shift has already begun around you, even before these words reach their final syllable. Can you feel the subtle vibration of change? You may not fully see it yet, but the spiritual realm has recognized you. It knows you as one who survived what should have erased you. Because you endured, you've stepped into a realm where old patterns can no longer claim you. Old cycles are breaking. The old cycles can no longer bind you. The old weapons aimed at you no longer have the power to touch you. Anointed one, there's a profound reason your life has felt like intense spiritual warfare, disguised as spiritual training. Every breakthrough brought resistance. Every open door came with pressure, and every blessing felt like it arrived through fire. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. God was meticulously refining your discernment, sharpening your spiritual ears, elevating your spirit to recognize truths most miss. Every delay was a shaping. Every heartbreak was a holy appointment. Every pressure you felt was prophetic preparation for what's coming next. This isn't just theory, it's a deeply lived truth. I've experienced seasons where prayers felt unheard. Seasons where I questioned why everything required double the effort, double the tears, double the endurance. I didn't understand then what I understand now. Chosen ones are processed differently. They are tested deeper, forged hotter. They emerge carrying a power others cannot comprehend. And chosen one, that's undeniably you. You've walked through experiences that made no sense. Moments where God felt silent, but he was actually building something inside you that silence could not sabotage. You navigated nights you didn't think you'd survive, only to discover an inner strength that danger profoundly underestimated. You didn't quit. You didn't fold under pressure. You didn't surrender to the pain, and that is precisely why you stand here today. Let me speak this clearly into your spirit. Your suffering had a declared expiration date, and heaven has now pronounced it fulfilled. You are stepping into a chapter where what once wounded you will no longer have permission to reach you. This is not a season of resistance. You are entering a season of recompense. What you lost in tears, heaven is about to return in overflowing measure. What was stolen through spiritual warfare will be restored through divine intervention. What drained you emotionally will be replenished, spiritually and financially. Yes, financially. Anointed one, I need you to hear this truth with the ears of your spirit. There is a divine transfer unfolding around you right now. Not merely a blessing, not a simple increase, but a supernatural shift in resources, opportunities, and favor. What once seemed locked is opening for you. What once felt withheld is now being released into your hands. What once appeared unreachable is being placed directly into your grasp. I'm not speaking these words lightly, I've lived through these kinds of seasons. Seasons where nothing made financial sense, where opportunities dried up, where people walked away, where every path felt like a closed door. I remember a night I told God, if something doesn't shift soon, I don't know how much longer I can hold on. But he whispered back, you're closer than you think. And chosen one, that's exactly where you are right now. You are not at the end of your journey. You are standing at a crucial turning point. This is the moment heaven declares the cycle broken. The burden you carried is being lifted. The blessing that was delayed is now released into your life. You are standing precisely where divine timing and divine recompense powerfully collide. And what emerges from this sacred collision is breakthrough. Not the kind of breakthrough you fight relentlessly for, but the kind heaven directly hands to you. There's a profound reason the pressure has intensified lately, isn't there? Pressure is always the unmistakable prelude to spiritual promotion. And not just spiritual promotion, but practical, visible, and tangible financial elevation. There's a reason you felt that irresistible urge to detach from old environments, old relationships, and outdated thinking patterns. Your spirit craves something more. There's a reason your spirit has been restless, actively scanning the atmosphere for something you can't quite explain yet. You are discerning the shift even before it fully manifests in your reality. Chosen one, the realm of heaven has already released your next level. Now, your spirit is catching up to the powerful truth your future already knows. Perhaps you've noticed an unexpected clarity in your decisions lately. Maybe doors that were once sealed tight have started to crack open, offering glimpses of possibility. Perhaps conversations you didn't initiate are now aligning you with new opportunities. Maybe unexpected favor has started appearing in small, unusual ways. This isn't mere coincidence. This is powerful confirmation from above. Recognize these divine nudges. When God is preparing to profoundly elevate a chosen one, He always begins by shifting their awareness. And I want to share something crucial from my personal experience. Breakthrough rarely shows up exactly how you expect it to. Sometimes, it appears disguised in a strange instruction, a moment of deep surrender, a sudden ending to a chapter, or a divine redirection that feels initially uncomfortable. But every time I obeyed those quiet whispers, those spiritual pulls, heaven responded with results I could have never engineered on my own. Chosen one, the same God who parted mighty seas, multiplied humble oil, and fed prophets in the wilderness is actively moving for you. Not next week, not someday, but now. Your survival has meticulously created spiritual legal grounds for your elevation. Your unwavering endurance has activated a powerful divine exchange. Your faithfulness has pulled breakthrough into tangible manifestation. You are not stepping into ease by accident, beloved. You are stepping into it because heaven has definitively declared the warfare phase completed. Chosen one, now that you've deeply stepped into the revelation of who you truly are, heaven is pulling you into a deeper understanding of what's unfolding. The profound shift you're sensing is not imagination, not wishful thinking, nor mere emotional hope. It is the unmistakable vibration of divine timing powerfully aligning itself entirely in your favor. What you're feeling is the aftershock of spiritual chains breaking. Old cycles collapsing around you, and old agreements finally losing their grip. You are walking into a spiritual territory your past is no longer permitted to follow you into. You've noticed it, haven't you? That strange, new clarity. Your sharpened instincts, the sudden ability to see through people and situations that once utterly confused you. You sense deception before it speaks. You feel potential danger before it appears. You recognize destructive patterns before they fully form. This is not anxiety. This is profound discernment. God has been actively awakening your spiritual senses because the next phase of your life profoundly requires precision. You cannot afford to be blind or naive in a season where heaven is powerfully promoting you to new heights. Your elevation demanded a complete upgrade in perception, and heaven has faithfully delivered it. Part of that elevation meant losing certain people, shedding old environments, and outgrowing expectations that once tightly shaped who you thought you were. It confused you at first, didn't it? The sudden coldness from some people, the unexpected distance, the unexplainable tension in certain relationships. But now, you understand a deeper truth: when God lifts a chosen one, He exposes what cannot go with them. Heaven increases your visibility while darkness completely loses its camouflage. People who once hid their true motives found themselves utterly unable to conceal them any longer. But chosen one, this is not a punishment. This is divine protection. I know the ache of watching people walk away, the sting of realizing some connections were seasonal, not eternal. I understand what it feels like to hold on to relationships that God Himself was actively trying to release you from. I fought to keep people close who were quietly compromising my sacred calling. I clung to environments that were draining the very life force I needed to rise. But eventually, I learned a profound truth I now speak over you today. God never, ever removes anyone who is truly essential to your destiny. What left was not loss, it was divine clearing. It was a holy pruning, meticulously preparing room for what heaven is sending next into your life. And what's coming next is not small. It's not ordinary, it's not common. Chosen one, you are stepping into a financial, spiritual, and prophetic upgrade so significant that your old environment could simply not have sustained it. You were not created to live at the level you struggled in. You were not anointed merely to survive forever. You were chosen to reign, to carry immense authority, to step into assignment, abundance, and alignment with grace and boldness. This is precisely why the warfare intensified in the areas you felt weakest. The enemy attacked your finances because heaven ordained you to walk in supernatural provision. He attacked your mind because clarity is your divine mantle. He attacked your relationships because restoration is part of your sacred assignment. He attacked your confidence. He attacked your confidence because authority is your calling. Warfare always reveals your destiny, chosen one. You were not being targeted because you were fragile, you were being targeted precisely because you are immensely powerful. Understand this profound truth. Now, heaven is releasing something truly extraordinary over you. A divine transfer, a complete shift in resources, in influence, and in access. A pouring out of provision that perfectly aligns with your highest purpose. What once seemed completely out of reach is now being placed directly into your hands. What once seemed delayed is now accelerating swiftly toward you. What once felt utterly impossible is becoming your new, miraculous normal. Your past suffering was not pointless, every tear was meticulously recorded. Every moment of loneliness, pressure, humiliation, and confusion was recorded in the very courts of heaven. And now, the divine verdict has been rendered over your life: it is finished. The cycle is broken. It will not repeat in your life. The storm has exhausted its assignment. The cycle has reached its absolute expiration. The pain that once ruled your atmosphere has completely lost its authority. You are free, chosen one, in a way you have never experienced before in your life. You are now stepping into a season where you won't have to chase what rightfully belongs to you. Opportunities will actively search for you. Divine favor will instinctively recognize your name. Provision will respond instantly to your deep obedience. Breakthrough will effortlessly follow your footsteps. The blessing you're receiving isn't merely because you asked for it, it's profoundly because you endured. You passed tests most people would collapse under. You carried burdens your bloodline could not survive. You held on to your faith when everything around you tried to drown it. And now, heaven is responding with overwhelming power. This is not just mere survival. This is powerful elevation. This is complete restoration. This is divine recompense being poured abundantly into your life. You are rising into a realm of peace, clarity, abundance, and supernatural alignment that generations before you never fully experienced. You are carrying the breakthrough your ancestors prayed for, but never reached. You are walking into rooms your past tried desperately to disqualify you from. You are stepping into blessings your enemies believed they had successfully blocked. Chosen one, this part of your divine blueprint ends here with the truth heaven has written over your life. You are not returning to old battles. You are not repeating old cycles. You are not shrinking back into old versions of yourself. You are courageously stepping into the fullness of who you were always truly meant to be. This is your reality now. As we step deeper into this divine unveiling, you must understand that what is happening around you now is not simply a casual shift. It is a spiritual reordering. Heaven has begun completely rearranging the entire landscape of your life. And even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it challenges your comfort zones, it is carrying you toward a destiny that absolutely cannot be undone, delayed, or denied any longer. You did not come this far by mere accident. You have been led, guided, preserved, and precisely positioned for a moment such as this. There are sacred seasons in a chosen one's life when God goes silent, not to abandon you, but profoundly to anchor you deep within yourself. Silence is never punishment, it is powerful preparation. It is heaven carefully allowing your spirit to stabilize so that when the blessing ultimately comes, you do not crumble under its immense weight. And whether you recognized it or not, you recently came out of one of those silent seasons. It felt like prayers floated unanswered in the air. It felt like you were walking through a dense fog, desperately trying to discern your very next step. It felt like the heavens were distant, unresponsive. But that silence, chosen one, was profoundly strategic. God was strengthening your spiritual muscles, teaching you to stand not on fleeting feelings but on unwavering faith, not on external noise but on internal knowing. He was anchoring you deeply in conviction so your confidence would be unshakable. Now that sacred silence has been broken. Now the atmosphere around you is vibrating with purposeful movement, with clear answers, and with divine acceleration. Anointed one, it's critically important you realize just how much you've already changed. You may not see it fully yet, but your spirit has been deeply reshaped. Your instincts have been incredibly sharpened. Your tolerance for what doesn't serve you has been divinely refined. The things that once easily distracted you no longer hold authority. The temptations that once powerfully captured your focus no longer appeal to you. The people who once drained your precious energy no longer have access to your inner world. This, beloved, is undeniable evidence of your profound elevation. True elevation is not only seen in what you gain, but profoundly recognized in what no longer grips you. You have been definitively released from versions of yourself that were simply too small for the magnificent calling you now carry. Let me speak transparently for a moment, as this is part of the blueprint. There was a time in my own journey when I gravely mistook warfare for failure. I believed resistance meant something was inherently wrong with me or that I had stepped out of alignment. But later, I discovered a powerful truth: the enemy only intensifies the attack when heaven intensifies the assignment. The enemy doesn't fight the stagnant, he fights the rising. He fights the surrendered, the obedient. And chosen one, you have been obedient in profound ways others will never fully know. You have sacrificed quietly. You have prayed privately. You have endured silently, without seeking public attention. You didn't advertise your pain. You didn't broadcast your suffering or seek pity. Instead, you held on to God when everything else slipped from your hands. This is precisely why heaven is powerfully promoting you. This is why divine resources are actively locating you right now. This is why opportunities you didn't apply for, rooms you didn't request, and blessings you didn't chase are beginning to miraculously appear. You have passed the critical tests that qualify you for this supernatural transfer. Your character has been proven. Chosen one, the spiritual realm recognizes something profound about you that you may not fully see yet. Your season of being overlooked has definitively ended. Heaven has placed a powerful mantle on you that cannot be hidden or obscured any longer. You are stepping into profound visibility, immense influence, and divine recognition, not for vanity's sake, but purely for assignment. You are being strategically positioned where your voice, your presence, your wisdom, and your anointing can impact countless others. This next part of your blueprint is critically important. What you survived wasn't just for you alone. Your survival carries a powerful message. Your resilience carries a unique ministry. Your story carries an anointing that will break chains off people who have suffered silently, just as you have endured. God doesn't waste any pain. He powerfully repurposes it. He transforms it into raw power, into undeniable testimony, into unshakable authority. That's why you feel this profound shift in your identity. You're no longer drawn to what you used to chase. You're not entertained by what used to captivate you. You're not comforted by what once soothed you into complacency. You've powerfully outgrown emotional shortcuts and spiritual compromises. You've outgrown the deep need for external validation. You've outgrown cycles of chaos that previously defined your life. You've outgrown the version of you that kept shrinking to make others comfortable. Elevation inherently requires expansion. And expansion invariably requires separation. Chosen one, you are no longer the one who merely fits in. You are the one who powerfully stands out. You are not the one perpetually searching for belonging. You are the one carrying divine purpose. You are not the one running frantically after answers. You are the one heaven is now trusting with profound revelation. This is precisely why God has been quiet in some relationships, incredibly loud in your discernment, and crystal clear in your inner knowing. You are being shaped into a powerful vessel of unshakable authority. This authority will profoundly impact your finances. It will powerfully elevate your opportunities. It will open doors that were locked to generations before you in your bloodline. It will completely change the trajectory of your entire bloodline. You are stepping into what your ancestors prayed for in silence but never lived long enough to fully receive. The blessing that is coming is not ordinary or incremental. It is not something you work your way into. It is something heaven directly hands you because you endured, because you powerfully obeyed, because you utterly refused to collapse when the pressure should have crushed you. This is your reward. Chosen one, as this divine unveiling continues to unfold, you must understand something critical about the sacred terrain you are now stepping into. You are crossing a profound spiritual threshold. Thresholds are never quiet places. They are the meeting points between what was and what will be, between who you were and who you are profoundly becoming. They are the places where old battles try one last desperate time to claim you, but heaven stands ready. Heaven stands ready to escort you into a realm where those battles can simply no longer find you. This is precisely where you are standing right now, in a holy, powerful transition. You have surely felt the tension, haven't you? You have sensed the magnetic pull. Part of you feels like you're stepping out of an old skin entirely. Another part feels like you're stepping into an identity that almost feels too weighty, too powerful, too sacred to be yours. But that's precisely how divine elevation feels. It doesn't arrive with easy comfort, it arrives with undeniable confirmation. And the confirmation is this: the heaven-written version of you is finally and powerfully catching up with your current reality. This is your true self emerging. Chosen one, have you noticed how profoundly your inner world has changed? How you've completely lost the ability to tolerate what once relentlessly drained you? How your spirit instinctively tightens when you sense any misalignment? How quickly you now recognize energy that is absolutely not meant for your next chapter? This is not mere moodiness or heightened sensitivity. This is profound spiritual maturity. This is you powerfully evolving into the fullness of your calling. Heaven has been actively upgrading your discernment, your intuition, and your inner clarity, because what is coming requires a level of spiritual precision that only the refined can carry. Your old patterns have already begun collapsing around you. You don't respond the same way. You don't fear the same things. You don't break in the same manner. The things that once profoundly shook you now barely move you at all. That, chosen one, is the undeniable fruit of your intense refining process. And the more you continue to consciously walk in this heightened awareness, the more you will clearly see just how far God has miraculously brought you. But understand this crucial truth: elevation always exposes hidden intentions. When God begins to powerfully lift the chosen one, every single connection in your life undergoes a divine audit. People who were comfortable with your old level become deeply uneasy with your new authority. Conversations feel different, energies feel different. Loyalty gets tested. Motives get clearly revealed. It's not because you did anything wrong, beloved. It's because your spirit no longer precisely matches the frequency of their expectations. This is not your fault, it is your growth. Anointed one, this is where many often get profoundly discouraged. They tragically mistake divine separation for personal rejection. But understand the distinction: rejection is people removing themselves from your life by choice. Separation, conversely, is God actively removing their access to powerfully protect your destiny. And what has been happening in your relationships lately is not rejection. It is divine separation. God has been meticulously shutting doors. Doors you tried desperately to keep open, redirecting connections you thought were permanent, and powerfully revealing truths you would have ignored before your spiritual awakening. Nothing was truly taken from you that wasn't meant to leave. Every shift, though painful, was profoundly deliberate. And this cleansing is the clearest, most undeniable sign that heaven is actively preparing you for immense increase. You cannot step into true abundance with people who only knew you in survival. You cannot step into your highest purpose with people who secretly benefit from your smallness. You cannot powerfully carry God's mantle into a room filled with voices that constantly belittle your sacred calling. God loves you too much to allow that. God loves you too much to allow you to be surrounded by those who simply cannot steward your next level. You are stepping into a season that profoundly requires spiritual purity, not perfection, but complete alignment. You cannot afford spiritual entanglement with confusion, chaos, manipulation, or environments that relentlessly drain your peace. That is precisely why God has been pruning you, shaping you, and sometimes gently isolating you. Isolation is not loneliness, chosen one. It is sacred preparation. It is the sacred place where God whispers your true identity back into your spirit and establishes the unshakable inner strength you will need for where He is powerfully taking you next. This quiet time is invaluable for your divine blueprint. Chosen one, whether you fully recognize it yet or not, you have already begun entering a profound realm of increase: financial increase, spiritual increase, emotional increase, and immense influence increase. The signs are subtle at first, often unnoticed. Small breakthroughs, unusual clarity, undeniable divine nudges, unexpected favor appearing out of nowhere. But very soon, these small, subtle signs will powerfully turn into irreversible, undeniable evidence. Your name is being spoken. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never physically entered. Your unique gifts are being powerfully drawn toward opportunities you didn't even seek out. Doors are swinging wide open, not because you relentlessly knocked, but because heaven itself unlocked them. This, beloved, is precisely what divine acceleration looks like. The blessing begins to move faster than your lingering doubt. The provision starts arriving even before the request fully forms. Opportunities travel far ahead of your current qualifications. This is the unmistakable mark of someone heaven has chosen, validated, and equipped. There is a profound truth you must hold extremely close in this new season: your elevation is not a mere reward. It is a divine necessity for your blueprint. God is not simply blessing you just to bless you. He is blessing you because your sacred assignment requires immense resources, crystal clarity, and unshakable spiritual authority. The financial increase coming your way is not indulgence. It is divine provision. The opportunities coming toward you are not random or accidental, they are strategic, heaven-orchestrated placements. The influence powerfully rising in your life is not about fame, it is purely about profound impact. You are about to step into a season where supernatural supply will effortlessly follow you. Where brilliant ideas will come with ease. Where powerful strategies will flow with absolute clarity. Where divine opportunities will align with perfect timing. Where your relationships will be purposeful, deeply supportive, and spiritually aligned. Where your old struggles will feel distant, almost utterly unrecognizable. Chosen one, you are not climbing anymore, you are effortlessly rising. You are not fighting merely to survive, you are profoundly learning to receive. You are not navigating darkness, you are confidently walking in unshakable authority. Everything about your life, chosen one, is shifting upward. Not because of mere luck, not because of random chance, but profoundly because heaven has decided your appointed time has unequivocally come. And now, this powerful chapter closes with a truth your spirit already knows deeply. The version of you that struggled is gone. The version of you that doubted has completely dissolved. The version of you that fought alone has been divinely lifted. You are stepping into a realm where heaven goes before you, surrounds you, and establishes you. Your new season has already powerfully begun. Chosen one, as the veil continues to lift and the divine work within you becomes clearer, you must understand the immense gravity of this specific moment in your sacred journey. You are not merely entering a new season, nor simply closing the door on an old one. You are profoundly stepping into an entirely new dimension of identity and purpose. This shift is not surface level, it is spiritual, cellular, generational. It is a complete restructuring of who you are and who you were always truly meant to be. Everything around you, the opportunities, the endings, the alignments, the delays, is powerfully reflecting heaven's precise movement on your behalf. Inside you, a profound transformation has taken deep root. You are becoming anchored in a way you never were before. You are beginning to trust the perfect timing of God more than the loud noise of your current circumstances. This is deep wisdom. You are learning to walk with unwavering clarity even when the path still feels hidden. And the profound confidence powerfully rising within you is not pride, it is pure prophecy. It is the undeniable voice of destiny reminding you that what God ordained for you absolutely cannot be blocked, rushed, or diminished. God has been meticulously reorganizing your entire life with a precision you may not have recognized at first. Some doors closed abruptly, didn't they? Some relationships faded without explanation. Some opportunities you thought were definitively yours were suddenly redirected elsewhere. These were not mere coincidences. These were powerful divine interventions for your protection. You were being redirected, beloved, not rejected. Heaven was actively clearing the atmosphere around you because your next level profoundly demands purity, discerning wisdom, and unshakable spiritual protection. Your obedience in these transitions is precisely what heaven is honoring now. You stayed faithfully even when the season felt hollow and empty. You kept believing even when your heart was profoundly tired. You kept walking even when God was seemingly silent in your journey. And that kind of raw, quiet, steady faith, chosen one, carries immense weight in the spiritual realm. Heaven always responds to endurance beautifully wrapped in complete surrender. You have now crossed out of survival mode and powerfully into receiving. You are no longer desperately patching yourself back together. You are powerfully rising into a strength your old self simply could not contain. You've entered a sacred period where your spirit is not trying to hold on, but actively learning to expand. Your vision is rapidly broadening. Your discernment is incredibly sharpening. Your sacred boundaries are profoundly strengthening. And your spirit is meticulously preparing for territory it always knew belonged to you. This internal upgrade is not accidental, it is intensely intentional. You are being shaped for the very level you so fervently prayed for. You are being meticulously prepared for the sacred rooms you will soon enter. Rooms that profoundly require clarity, undeniable maturity, and unshakable spiritual authority. You can deeply feel this preparation in the way you have outgrown certain habits, old dialogues, and draining energies. You have become more selective. You have become more selective about who can truly access your inner world. You can sense misalignment instantly, like a spiritual alarm. Things that once merely tolerated your presence now actively react to your powerful growth. This, chosen one, is elevation. And as elevation powerfully rises, exposure always inevitably follows. God will never, ever allow counterfeits to travel with you into your magnificent destiny. That is precisely why He allowed certain intentions to surface. That is precisely why He powerfully pulled back the curtain on certain relationships. That is why He clearly showed you what you initially did not want to see. It wasn't meant to hurt you, beloved. It was profoundly meant to free you. You are being divinely protected from agreements, from entanglements, and from attachments that would have suffocated the immense blessing coming your way. Everything you've been separated from was profoundly for your survival and protection. Everything you are being aligned with now is powerfully for your sacred assignment, chosen one. The level you're reaching is not a gentle shift or a minor adjustment. It is a divine takeover. A complete reordering of your world. The blessing powerfully arriving in your life is not merely symbolic, it is profoundly structural. It will impact your finances, your influence, your stability, and your spiritual authority in foundational ways. Heaven is not merely comforting you. Heaven is powerfully compensating you. You paid a profound price in private that is about to be richly rewarded in public. Your name is being powerfully carried into rooms you've never physically walked into or applied for. This is your recompense. Opportunities are actively searching for you without your direct effort. Conversations are happening powerfully in your favor. The spiritual realm has already clearly recognized your promotion. Now the physical realm is rapidly catching up to this truth. The battles you fought were never random or meaningless. Every single attack that targeted you pointed precisely to the area of your calling. The enemy hit your finances because God marked you for powerful prosperity. He understood your destiny. He attacked your relationships because you are destined to break generational patterns. He attacked your peace because your voice carries profound restoration. He attacked your identity because heaven has placed authority on your life. You outlasted. And even under that relentless pressure, you did not break. You powerfully outlasted what was specifically meant to bury you. You survived what generations before you tragically could not outrun. You confronted cycles that were never truly yours to carry. And in doing so, you became the powerful turning point of your entire bloodline. This is precisely why heaven is moving with such immense force in your direction now. Your breakthrough is not just emotional, it is generational. It is material. It is deeply spiritual. It is powerfully prophetic. God is about to restore everything that warfare tried to drain from you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And now, as this chapter of your becoming unfolds, something sacred is happening. The world is about to meet the version of you that heaven has been building in secret for so long. The version that is profoundly healed, perfectly aligned, deeply grounded, immensely strengthened, and fully awakened. The version of you that no longer responds to fear, no longer bows to pressure, and no longer settles for less than what God unequivocally promised. You are not preparing for your breakthrough anymore, beloved. Your breakthrough is actively preparing for you. And when it powerfully arrives, it will not knock softly or timidly. It will not slip in unnoticed. It will come with immense force, with crystal clarity, and with undeniable divine confirmation. This is your moment, chosen one. Everything in your life is shifting upward. Everything in your spirit is profoundly rising. Everything in your path is meticulously aligning. Heaven is not waiting for your readiness, heaven is powerfully moving right now. Your time is no longer coming. Chosen one, as this divine awakening deepens within you, you must understand that what is happening around you is no longer the mere continuation of an old story, but the powerful unfolding of a prophecy. You are standing in a moment of profound significance. A moment where heaven is moving with absolute clarity, with divine precision, and with unshakable intention. Every single shift, every subtle silence, every inner stirring you felt has been part of a spiritual orchestration set into motion long before. Long before you even became consciously aware of it. There are seasons when God whispers through profound stillness, and there are seasons when his movements literally shake the entire atmosphere. You, beloved, are now powerfully in the latter. The transformation you are profoundly walking through is not one you can possibly interpret with an old mindset. Your spirit has grown too much. Your understanding has immensely expanded. You have outgrown the frameworks that once defined you. Destiny has powerfully lifted you into a higher realm. And everything inside you is meticulously adjusting to this new altitude. For the very first time in a long time, you can feel a deeper truth powerfully rising within you. The undeniable truth that you were divinely made for this moment. You were not created to barely survive, you were created to rise, to carry unshakable authority, to stand in a power that only heaven itself could place upon you. This is your heritage. This profound rising is not happening because the circumstances around you have suddenly become easy, but precisely because the anointing powerfully within you has matured to a new level. You are walking into a chapter your past cannot enter. What once held you back no longer has the strength or authority to follow you. Your fears cannot sabotage you. Your enemies cannot influence you. The old version of you simply does not fit this new realm of identity and purpose. You have crossed a spiritual threshold, beloved, and nothing behind you carries the authority to pull you backward. Understand this profound truth for your blueprint: before God elevates a chosen one publicly, He always transforms them privately. Before He expands your physical territory, He first expands your discernment and capacity. Before He opens new doors, He strengthens the spirit that must confidently walk through them. That is precisely what has been happening to you in this inner season. God has been actively expanding your capacity emotionally, spiritually, and mentally so that the immense blessing powerfully coming next will not overwhelm you, but profoundly empower you. You are being shaped into the kind of vessel. The kind of vessel that can hold immense blessing without ever breaking under its weight. You are powerfully learning the art of sacred responsibility, the weight of a divine calling, and the discipline critically required to sustain this elevation. The mindset you once lived in can no longer serve you or your destiny. You are powerfully becoming someone who can carry immense influence with deep humility and profound purpose with absolute clarity. This is divine wisdom unfolding. This is also precisely why God has removed certain people from your path. Their exit, beloved, was not a punishment for you. It was divine protection. Some connections were simply too fragile for the powerful destiny you are stepping into. Some relationships were simply too unstable for the immense blessing being released over your life. Some energies carried too much confusion to ever walk with you into your next, clear chapter. Heaven saw what you could not see. And heaven powerfully intervened to preserve your magnificent future. Though the separation felt incredibly painful, it was holy and necessary. God was actively removing interference so you could hear Him with crystal clarity. This was essential. He was eliminating distractions that diluted your pure purpose. He was closing access points that were relentlessly draining your peace. Everything that left was meticulously making room for everything that is now powerfully coming toward you. And what is coming, beloved, is not incremental or subtle. It is profoundly transformational. The increase powerfully unfolding in your direction will not be quiet or subtle at all. It will be visibly undeniable and deeply supernatural. Divine favor will begin to move toward you with a powerful force that absolutely cannot be stopped. Blessings will appear faster than your doubt can even form. Opportunities will align effortlessly without your conscious effort. Provision will arrive even before the need itself appears. This is powerfully happening because you have proven yourself faithful in seasons that intensely tested the very core of your identity. You held on when everything said let go. You believed fiercely when all evidence said give up. You worshipped devoutly when worry tried desperately to suffocate you. Heaven does not overlook that kind of profound endurance, chosen one. Heaven powerfully rewards it abundantly. The winds of the Spirit have powerfully shifted around you. Your spirit can deeply feel it now, can't it? The atmosphere is now carrying the unmistakable sound of breakthrough. You are no longer waiting for the blessing, beloved. The blessing is actively moving toward you with purpose. Doors are already opening wide. Paths are already clearing. Divine instructions are already being intimately whispered into your spirit. God is aligning your steps with precision only He can orchestrate. This is not merely abundance, this is powerful inheritance. What you are profoundly stepping into is not just a gift for surviving pain, but a magnificent reward for your unwavering obedience, your fierce resilience, and your complete surrender. The blessing powerfully coming your way will profoundly shape your future, elevate your influence, and miraculously heal generations after you. Embrace this truth fully: the old version of you has completely dissolved. You cannot shrink. You cannot shrink to fit the limited expectations of others. You cannot minimize your divine calling. You cannot pretend you are ordinary when heaven has already powerfully marked you as extraordinary. This is your truth. Embrace it. Everything about your life has powerfully shifted upward. Everything within your spirit is actively awakening. Everything in your destiny is now perfectly aligning. Your becoming is no longer a slow process, it is your powerful reality. Your breakthrough is no longer a distant promise, it is powerfully unfolding before your very eyes. Your time is no longer approaching, it is here, beloved. Chosen one, as this sacred journey continues to unfold within you. There is a truth rising to the surface that can no longer be ignored. You are stepping into a realm where everything you once prayed for is beginning to respond to you. Not slowly, not timidly, but with a force that shows heaven has already made its decision. Concerning you. You are entering a season where the spiritual and the natural powerfully intertwine. Where what you deeply feel in your spirit begins to tangibly appear in your very reality. The quiet whispers you once sensed,